Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Bhavatapa Pranashine, Ananda Ghanamurtaye, Jnana Bhakti Pradayine, Matastubhyam, Namo Namaha. Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma. I will be talking about how Swami Bhaskaranandji asked me to take this room in Bhimpur and all that. But before that, I don't know, there are two incidents that I want to narrate. One is how my Murti was made, Ma's Murti in my house, which you have seen on my YouTube, which I filmed the whole thing and showed it to you. If somebody hasn't seen it, you can go back and see that video. When I had planned, these were the early stages of my, my beginning of my journey, where I was very excited and I wanted to have a Ma Murti in my house. So I consulted all the veterans, Ma's veteran devotees in Bombay. I called up a lot of people and I said, I want to make Ma's Murti. How do I go about doing it? Do you know anybody? Do you know anybody? So everyone discouraged me. They said, no, it's only with Ma's khayal, with Ma's, grace or whatever, that you will be able to make it. And so many people have tried in the past and they have not been successful. So don't even venture into it. It won't happen. So just stop trying, So now that made me more convinced that I should do it because I'm like that. So I said, okay, I went on. Then I asked a couple of, these Murti shops where they make all these lovely Murtis, I called up a couple of people and they were quoting a very high price at that time. So somebody said 1 lakh of rupees, somebody said 1.5 lakhs, and it went on. I said, no, I don't have that kind of money and I won't be able to make the Murti so expensive, So they said, yeah, that's true, but these kind of Murtis are very expensive, blah, blah, blah. It went on. So I said, okay, fine. Then again, my Pandit, the Brahmin that I've always been talking about, the Pujari, I called him up. I said, I'm sure he knows something. So I called him up and he says, yes, I have a friend who is working in one of the Murti shops and you can talk to him because he will be able to guide you. I said, okay. So I called up this person. And he says, see, if you make it from us, it's going to be marble and all that. So it's going to be expensive. But I can introduce you to our artist who makes the mold for us. And if you go in for the mold, it's more effective than the actual marble Murti that we have. Because that mold is so alive and so beautifully he makes it that you don't have to then do a marble Murti. And he does it in plaster of Paris or whatever materials they use, but it is very beautiful and very natural, So he said a lot of things like that. So I said, okay, give me the number of this person. He gave me the number and he has his workshop somewhere in Pain. It's called Pain, the name of the place, not P-A-I-N, but Pain, P-E-N-E, something like that, P-E-N or something like that. It's on the road from Bombay to Goa, it's on the way. So I called him up and he said, okay, I'll come over one of these days and you tell me. Now he had this lot of ego, arrogance. All artists have that certain little ego about themselves that they are great. So he came over and I said, how many pictures do you want of Ma? Because you used to. I explained the whole thing to him. So he says, oh, I make Murtis all the time. I've got Saraswati, Mahalakshmi, I've got this, I've got that. And I have seen his Swami Vivekananda's Murti at that time. It was alive. It was like a whole standing posture of Vivekanandji, who was standing. And when I entered that place, I had gone to Pain to meet him. I was shocked when I saw that. I thought Swami Vivekanandji is standing there. It was so alive. So I said, Ma's Murti is not that easy to make. So if you want more pictures, I can give them. Just give me 1 or 2, this is like my everyday job. All this went on. So I just kept quiet and I said, we'll see. So he took these pictures and he went. After 10-15 days, I call him up and I'm saying, what is happening? He's saying, no, I'm still working on it. You've just given me 1 or 2 pictures. How is it possible to do it? I need more pictures. I said, okay. So he says, I'll come over and pick up more pictures. It went on that way till I actually gave him more than 200 pictures. He said, I'm frustrated. You know, the left side and the right side do not match profile. The front is different, the left is different, the right is different. How am I supposed to make it, you know? Give me some photograph where both the sides match. I said, his name is Anand. I said, Anand, you won't find a single photograph where it matches. Even if you take the front profile, the front, forget the profile, if you take the front also, all the pictures will be different. So he says, yeah, it's frustrating. So he says, anyway, I'll do it. He went. A month went by. And then he said, now you can come and see the bust. He had just made the bust, you know. So me, my mother, and a devotee of Ma, we 3 of us drove down to Pain. It's quite far. When we went there, he showed us the bust and I was shocked. It was so bad, I can't tell you. So my mother and my friend, they were having a good laugh and they said, everybody warned you, but you wanted to do it. So they said, doesn't matter, we are going to sit and have the lunch box that we've got. So we'll enjoy the lunch, you also enjoy the lunch. I said, just stop it. I'm very irritated just now because, you know, I have to deal with this guy who thinks like he's great, you know. So they started eating, but I was very upset seeing what I saw. So I told him, I said, no, this will not do, it's all rubbish. He's saying, what is rubbish? All that argument went on. So I said, no, you'll have to do it all over again. Then I was slowly trying to explain to him, because he was making Ma's Murti in his go-down, you know, which was full of dirt, dust, all the cement, plaster of Paris, you know how the artists are. So I said, no, when you do Ma's Murti, light a candle or light a diya or light an agarbatti, just pray a little bit to Ma and then do everything, you know. Yeah. He went like that. Okay, fine. I came back. 3 times I went to see the Murti. After that also he called me. I went and when I saw again disappointment, I was very, very disappointed and I said, I don't know what he's doing. Then I told him the 3rd time, I'm not going to come again now. You make the bust properly and show it to me. You will bring it in a tempo to my house and I will see it and only then we'll move ahead. I will not come here. So he said, let's see now, I have so much other work. I've left everything to do this Murti, but I will try. I said, okay. I came back home. Now my disappointment was a lot. That night, Ma came in my vision. Yes. And Ma is standing. I'm standing on this side. Ma's Murti is in front of me. And that artist is standing next to me. And Ma looks at me and says, you know, if you like, you can have the glasses on, you know, because Ma later on had glasses on. So I said, Ma, I don't want glasses on, you know, I don't want you to have glasses in the Murti. I like it this way. But I got the message that this man will eventually do it because he was standing right there. I said, that's it. Now Ma has blessed me, blessed this fellow also, and my Murti will be done. After that, this man would call me up and say, I'm not able to do, I'm an artist and everything, agreed. But this is not, mere bas ki baat nahi hai. I cannot do it, you do one thing, you find another artist. So I said, Anand, if anybody makes this Murti, it's going to be you and nobody else. And I went on doing that. I didn't tell him why I was saying all that. So he was getting more and more frustrated. He says, I am telling you that I want to leave this job. Why are you insisting that I should do it? I said, because I'm insisting. I want you to do it and only you will do it. And if you refuse to do it, I won't go anywhere else. So this process went on for 5 months. After 5 months, he tells me the Murti is ready. Before that, sorry, I forgot. Before that, what happened is, he says, he was as usual frustrated. So he sent one friend of his to pick up. He says, I want a very big picture of Ma. These are small photographs. You know, when you're not able to do something right, then you'll find fault with everything, right? So that's what he was doing. So he says, I'm sending my friend over and give him a very large picture of Ma, you know, which I can see very clearly. I said, okay. So immediately I called up Sadanandji. Sadanand was a photographer who Ma used to say that there's nobody like Sadanand, and he's a sadhu. So whenever Sadanand clicked photographs of Ma, they would come out so beautifully, you know. So I called up Sadanand. Now Sadanand was the kind of person who would not deliver on time. So if I told him today, probably after 10 days, he'll come and give me a photograph, you know. So I said, Sadanand, this is very urgent. Can you come and give it to me? He says, today, I'll come today. I said, today, I couldn't believe him. But he did come in the evening and gave me the photograph. It was a huge, beautiful picture. I kept the photograph in the house and I had to go out somewhere and his friend arrived and my mother was here. So he took the photo. He says, you know, my friend who's making this Murti has asked me to pick up the photograph, and my mother handed over the photograph. And he says, oh my God, this is Anandamayee Ma. So my mother said, yes, how do you know? He says, I've just been to Kankhal and come back and I've heard so many stories of Ma. And I knew when my mother told me later that Ma had sent him. So my mother said, you know, Neeta is telling him since so long that light and agarbatti don't, you know, don't do it like it's a commodity or something. This is Bhagwan that you're making a Murti. Just have that little bit of faith, little bit of prarthana, prayers, and light an agarbatti, light a diya, and do a little bit of prayer, do namaskar to Ma and say, help me with this Murti. She's been telling him since so long, but he's not listening. So the friend said, don't worry, now I have come. That is my job. See how Ma arranges. So he takes the picture and goes back. And he tells him everything, you know. After that day, he was lighting the diya, he was lighting the agarbatti, and then he made the Murti. After 5 months, then he calls me up and he says, it's ready, I'm coming in the tempo. And all the final touches I will do in the house. I said, okay, fine. So I collected a few Ma devotees in the house to, you know, for everybody to see the Murti and give an opinion whether they think it looks like Ma or not, you know. So he came, and as soon as he opened the box and took out the bust, everybody went, oh Ma! Everybody went that way because it was Ma. This is how the whole story goes, you know. This is how Ma came to my house. So it was so beautiful. That's all for today. Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma. Om Bhavatap Pranashinne Ananda Ghanamurtaye Jnana Bhakti Pradayinne Matastubhyam Namo Namaha. Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma.